A major scale is built from two tetrachords joined together by a whole step. Let's look at the C scale. We have the tetrachord of C, and then the whole step goes from F to G, and then the tetrachord of G is on top. That's it for C major scale. It's the only major scale that has no accidentals. When we go up a perfect fifth from C, on the cycle of fifths, the circle of fifths, we come to G, which just happens to be the top tetrachord in the scale of C. And that forms the bottom tetrachord of the scale of G. The top tetrachord is a whole step above the last note in the tetrachord, and of course it's D. It's also a perfect fifth above G. So here is our D tetrachord, and then we take our D tetrachord, and that's the bottom of the D scale. And again, same pattern, whole step above G happens to be A, which is a perfect fifth above D, and on it goes. The A scale is again a perfect fifth above D, and we have A major scale. An A major scale has 3 sharps when we put it together. E major scale consists of the tetrachord of E and B. It has 4 sharps. Perfect fifth above E is B. It's also the upper tetrachord to E. So B scale has got 5 sharps. So everything's sharp except for 2 notes, which is E and B. The next scale, F sharp major, have 6 sharps. So all the notes are sharp except for B. And the very last scale is C sharp major, and every note is sharp. Now we have the sharp scales written with accidentals and their key signatures. Let's talk about G major again. The upper tetrachord required an F sharp to complete the scale, and that is the first sharp in the order of sharps. So when we go to write in the key of G, or the G major scale, using key signature, if there's 1 sharp, it's always going to be F, and it's always going to be on the top line. Moving on to the next scale in the cycle of fifths was D. And D major, we can see, has 2 sharps, F sharp and C sharp. So when we put it in its key signature, we have to put F first, and we follow it by C sharp right here. The next scale in the cycle of fifths, A major, written here using accidentals. And now when it's in a key signature, we have F, C, and G sharp in this order. The new sharp that's always introduced, or that we're adding in the what we call the order of sharps, is always going to be on what we call the leading note, or the 7th note of the scale. The tonic is the first and last note of the scale. The leading note is always the 7th note of the scale. We know from constructing tetrachords that this is always a half step apart. F is the first sharp in the order of sharps. This is followed by C sharp, which belongs to the key of D major, the 2nd scale in the circle or cycle of fifths. Next, we have G sharp, the 3rd sharp in the order of sharps, belonging to the key of A major. The 4th sharp in the order of sharps is D sharp, again half step from E, the tonic, and now the key of E has got 4 sharps, F, C, G, and D. Next, we will continue with the key of B major. B major scale has 5 sharps. We have the B tetrachord on the bottom, we have our whole step from E to F sharp, and our F sharp tetrachord is on top. The new note in our order of sharps is A sharp here, and then this is what it looks like when we write the order of sharps for the key of B major. The next scale is F sharp major, and here it is written out with all the accidentals. Everything is sharp except for B. So order of sharps, 6 sharps, and the new sharp is going to be identified right here as E sharp. And the last but not least, everything is sharp here. And the new one that was identified was B sharp. It's the only letter so far that wasn't used, and there it is now. It's B sharp, and now all the notes are made sharp. The next video will provide a catchphrase to remember the order of sharps and will give some key signature tips.